Certainly, here is your passage reworded in a scholarly and politically correct tone, without reference to AI use or summarization. President Donald Trump's nominee for Director of National Intelligence, DNI, Clayton, has moved another step closer to confirmation, with the Senate advancing his nomination on Monday evening. This development brings the Senate nearer to reauthorizing a critical counterterrorism measure. Clayton, previously chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission during Trump's first term, overcame a significant procedural threshold by a largely partisan vote of 51-43, following a narrow 9-8 approval from the Senate Intelligence Committee. This nomination follows the abrupt resignation of former DNI Tulsi Gabbard, who stepped down to attend to her husband's health needs. In the interim, President Trump appointed Bill Pulte, then director of the Federal Housing Finance Agency, to temporarily lead the nation's 18 intelligence agencies. Senate Majority Leader John Thune, RSD, publicly urged Democratic lawmakers to support Clayton in the final confirmation vote, expressing his expectation that Democratic opposition would persist, consistent with their resistance to other nominations during Trump's second term. Thune critiqued the lack of bipartisan cooperation, noting Democratic dissatisfaction with the current acting leadership at the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. He further highlighted that concerns over the president's temporary appointees had resulted in the lapse of a vital counterterrorism authority for the first time. As the Senate readies for the confirmation vote, attention turns to the future of Section 702 of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, FISA, the nation's principal counterterrorism surveillance program, which is at risk of expiring without reauthorization. A bipartisan agreement to extend Section 702 was recently in jeopardy after a dispute over the interim appointment and broader concerns regarding the direction of intelligence policy under President Trump. Democratic legislators have expressed apprehensions about Pulte's qualifications and potential partisan orientation, as well as broader concerns about the politicization of intelligence agencies. This discord contributed to the breakdown of negotiations on FISA reauthorization following the postponement of Clayton's initial confirmation hearing. Notably, Acting Director Pulte recently announced another series of staff reductions at the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, indicating an organizational shift towards a more streamlined focus on national security and statutory obligations. In the context of these developments, Section 702 authorizations have entered a period of uncertainty, as lawmakers have not yet renewed the program. An instrument credited with preventing significant terrorist threats, most recently an attempted mass casualty attack at a Taylor Swift concert in Vienna, Austria. The Senate Intelligence Committee advanced Clayton's nomination with only Republican support, citing unresolved questions from Democratic members regarding his perspective on the 2020 presidential election, awareness of the investigation into the Fulton County, Georgia election offices, and his involvement in subpoenas directed at New York Times journalists during his tenure as U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York. The Department of Justice recently withdrew these subpoenas 2 days after Clayton's advancement by the committee. Want to make sure you never miss our latest videos? Tap that follow button right now. If our content brought a smile to your face, made you think, or taught you something new, please like this video and share with your friends and family. Your support helps our community grow, and sharing the love only takes a second. Thank you for watching and being part of our journey.